You know the feeling. It is a bright Sunday morning in suburban America or a crisp afternoon in a Canadian township. You wake up, check the refrigerator, and realize you are out of the absolute essentials. You need milk, you need eggs, and maybe you are running low on coffee. You tell yourself that it will be a quick trip. You are just going to pop into Costco, grab those three things, and be back on your couch in 20 minutes. You grab your keys, drive to that massive window-wise beige warehouse that looks more like a high-security bunker than a retail store, and you pull into a parking lot that feels like a battlefield. You flash your membership card at the door like you are entering an exclusive VIP club. Grab one of those oversized metal chariots we call shopping carts, and then it happens. You enter what retail psychologists call the Costco trance. An hour later, you are walking back to your car pushing a cart that feels like it weighs 500 pounds. You are the proud owner of a 75-inch LED television, of her pound tub of organic Himalayan cashews at 2-person kayak that was on sale near the entrance, and a 24-pack of heavy-duty microfiber towels. You look at your receipt and see a total of $468.52. You feel a strange conflicting mix of accomplishment and utter confusion. You forgot the milk. This experience is so universal that it has become a meme, but what most people do not realize is that this specific sequence of events is not an accident. It is not a result of your poor self-control. It is the intended outcome of a multi-billion-dollar psychological operation. In the world of retail intelligence, Costco is not even classified as a traditional retailer. They are a data-driven subscription service that happens to operate warehouses. Their real product is not the bulk toilet paper or the cheap gasoline. Their real product is your $60 or $120 annual membership fee. That fee represents the vast majority of their annual profits. My kai's lowing you. Costco has developed a sophisticated psychological operating system designed to maximize what they call share of wallet. The employees who work those long shifts on the warehouse floor are the frontline operators of this system. While they are famously some of the best paid and most loyal workers in the retail industry, they are also strictly trained to keep the inner workings of the warehouse quiet. There is a specific language, a specific architecture, and a specific set of rules that keep the Costco machine humming. We are pulling back the curtain on the secrets that keep you spending. We have analyzed internal training manuals, interviewed former floor managers, and crunched the numbers on their inventory turnover. We are going to decode the 12 secrets they are strictly told not to share with you, starting with the very ground you walk on. The first level of the Costco strategy is the architecture of impulse. If you have ever wondered why Costco feels like a confusing maze, it is because it was designed that way. But unlike a typical maze, there is not one monster at the center. Instead, there are thousands of tiny ones designed to eat your paycheck. The first secret employees are told never to point out is the move to lose strategy, also known as staple shifting. In a regular supermarket, the cereal is always in aisle 4 and the bread is always on aisle 7. In Costco, the cereal might be near the snacks a day and next to the vitamins tomorrow. Costco knows that 80% of members come in for the essentials. In a logical world, these would be right at the front. They are buried in the the steepest corner of the warehouse. To get a $5 gallon of milk, you are forced to perform the full perimeter walk. Every foot of floor space you traverse is an opportunity for Costco to intercept your intent. Employees move these staples frequently so that you cannot develop muscle memory. And while you are searching, you are looking at seasoned outdoor furniture or a new shipment of French cookware. They call it move to lose because you lose your sense of direction and they gain a sale. As you navigate this maze, you eventually hit what employees call Action Alley. These are the wide main aisles that run through the center of the store. This is the most valuable real estate in the entire building. Notice how the items here are stacked high on pallets, often still in their original shipping crates. This is a psychological nudge known as the industrial aesthetic. It signals to your brain that these items just arrived, they are raw. They are unprocessed and therefore they must be a bargain, stocked with high-margin impulse buys. These are not the best deals in the store. They are the most tempting ones. You will see high-end electronics for $800 Christmas trees in the middle of July. By placing these aspirational items in Action Alley, Costco sets an anchor price. After your brain processes the cost of a $2,000 massage chair, $20 box of gourmet chocolates feels like a steal. Then there is the secret of the missing signs. Have you ever noticed that there are no signs hanging from the ceiling telling you where the pasta or the canned goods are? This is one of the most strictly guarded non-features of the warehouse. If you ask an employee where the peanut butter is seasoned, they are often uncoached to give you a general direction rather than an all number, or they might walk you part of the way there. This is not just about customer service. It is about keeping you within the treasure hunt mindset. When you do not know exactly where an item is, your eyes are forced by every single shelf. This involuntary browsing is where Costco makes its billions. If you knew exactly where the peanut butter was, you would spend 30 seconds grabbing it. Because you do not know, you spend 10 minutes wandering, and in those 10 minutes, you discover a 3-pack of flashlights and a giant bag of sea salt. The reality is that at Costco, you do not go in to find what you want. You go in to let Costco tell you what you need. While the layout handles your psychology, the price tags handle the data. Most members look at a price and see a number bought to an employee. That price tag is a status report on the entire life cycle of that product. There is a secret language written in the decimals, and employees are strictly told not to explain this to you because it allows you to game the system. The first code you need to know is the 97-cent ending. Most items at Costco end in 99 cents or 49 cents. These are standard prices. However, if you see a price ending in 97 cents, you should stop walking. This is the manager's special. It means the item has been marked down significantly because it is not selling fast enough, or the warehouse needs to clear the pallet space for new inventory. These prices are often below the cost Costco paid for them. Employees are told not to draw attention to these with sale signs because they want to maintain the image of everyday low prices. If you see a 97, that is the lowest price the item will ever be. It is a localized clearance that will never be advertised. Then there is the most famous secret among Costco power users, which employees are instructed never to volunteer. If you look at the top right corner of a price sign and see a small asterisk, you are looking at a dead item. Internal staff call it the Death Star. It means the item has been deleted from the system and will not be restocked. Once the current pallet is gone, it is gone forever. This is the ultimate tool for creating a fear of missing out. When you see the asterisk embodied with a 97-cent price, you have found a unicorn deal. The employees know that these items often cause a frenzy, and they are trained to keep the inventory moving quickly. You might also see prices ending in 00 or 88 cents. This is the manager's last stand. A 00 ending usually means the manager is trying to get rid of the very last few units of a product to completely clear the shelf. Often these are floor models items with slightly damaged packaging or returns that are still in sellable condition. These are not corporate mandated markdowns. They are store-level decisions. Employees are often tempted to buy these themselves, but many warehouses have strict rules against employees grabbing the best deals before customers can. The reason this code is so important is because of a metric called inventory turnover. The average retail store sells through its entire inventory 4 or 5 times a year. Costco's turnover is a staggering 12.4 times per year. They sell their entire warehouse worth of goods roughly every 30 days. In many cases, Costco sells the product to you before they even have to pay the manufacturer for it. The secret the employees keep is that the price tag is not just a cost. It is a countdown to disappearance. They want you to feel the pressure and buy it now because they know that next week the maze will have changed and that treasure will be a distant memory. Now we move to the third level of the Costco strategy, which involves the economics of loss leaders. This is where the strategy becomes truly brilliant and perhaps a bit devious. Loss leaders are the golden handcuffs that make it impossible for you to cancel your membership. The most famous resident of the warehouse of the $4.99 rotisserie chicken since 2009, despite massive inflation, the price has stayed the same. Employees are told never to suggest that the price might go up. Costco loses an estimated $30 to $40 million a year on these chickens. They even built their own massive poultry processing plant in Nebraska just to try to control the costs. And they still lose money. Why? Because of the chicken-to-car ratio. The internal data suggests that a customer who comes in specifically for chicken almost never leaves with just a chicken. The birds are placed at the very back of the store, requiring you to pass through the entire warehouse. By the time you reach the bird, you have already picked up a tub of potato salad and a bottle of wine. The chicken is not a meal, it is a lure. Then there is the $1.50 hot dog combo. This is the sacred cow of the company. When the current CEO suggested raising the price, the founder famously threatened his lives in a half-joking, half-serious way. Psychologically, we remember experiences based on the peak intensity and the end. This is known as the peak end rule. The peak of a Costco trip is often on the sticker shock at the register. It is the painful moment you see that $500 total. Costco counters this negative peak with a positive end. For $1.50, you get a massive hot dog and a refillable soda. It leaves you with what psychologists call a valuation of victory. You walk out feeling like you got a deal, which overrides the memory of how much you just spent. Employees are told to keep that line moving at all costs because that hot dog is the emotional bank account. Here is another secret: employees are strictly told not to volunteer. You do not always need a membership to spend money at Costco. Because of various federal and state laws in the United States and similar provincial laws in Canada, private clubs are often prohibited for restricting access to certain essential services. In many jurisdictions, you can walk right past the card checker and go to the pharmacy or the hearing aid center without a membership. In some places, the same applies to alcohol. You simply tell the person at the door you are there for non-member services. Why don't they share this? Because the membership fee is where the profit is. If everyone knew they could buy the world-class Kirkland vodka or their life-saving prescriptions without the fees, and the business model would collapse. They need the date to create the club mentality. The fourth level of the secret strategy is the Kirkland signature brand. To the casual observer, Kirkland is just a generic store brand, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful psychological weapons in retail history. Costco does not own factories. They do not manufacture their own goods. What they do is use their massive size to influence the world's biggest brand into a secret arrangement. Employees are told to never officially confirm who makes Kirkland products, but the evidence is in the supply chain. Kirkland French vodka has been blind tasted against Grey Goose and frequently wins because it is produced with similar methods and water sources. Kirkland batteries are widely believed to be manufactured by Duracell. Many bags of Kirkland coffee actually have the words "roasted by Starbucks" printed in tiny text on the back. The secret they keep is that Costco uses its buying power to force premium brands to manufacture Kirkland versions of their own products. If a brand refuses, Costco can simply pull the name brand product off the shelves entirely. It is a white label strategy that allows you to buy high quality for a low price, but it also gives Costco total control over the brand's survival. This leads to the 14% markup cap. This is the holy grail of Costco philosophy. In a traditional department store, the markup on an item can be 30, 50, or even 100%. At Costco, the markup is capped at 14% for national brands and 15% for Kirkland items. Employees are told not to talk about this because it reveals a shocking truth. Costco makes almost zero profit on the items they sell. If a pair of jeans costs $10 to get into the warehouse, they sell it to you for $11.40. That tiny margin barely covers the electricity and the wages for the staff. This is why they do not care if you return an item after 2 years. They did not make their money on the item. They made it the second you paid your membership fee at the start of the year. The final secret is the limited choice paradox. A typical big box retailer like Walmart might carry 100,000 different items. A typical Costco carries only 4,000. But the variety is intentionally suppressed. This is to combat decision fatigue. Research shows that if you give a person 20 types of mustard, they often buy none because the mental cost of choosing is too high. If you give them two options, one name brand and one Kirkland, they buy the Kirkland 80% of the time. Costco has already done the choosing for you. They have vetted the quality so you do not have to. This builds a blind trust that is more valuable than any marketing campaign. You stop looking at the price and you just look for that Kirkland logo. So what is the ultimate secret that binds all of this together? If you look at these 12 secrets, you realize that Costco is not just a store. It is a high-performance psychological laboratory. They have spent 40 years perfecting a system that removes every point of friction in the act of spending money. They have turned shopping into a treasure hunt. They have turned spending into saving. They have turned a windowless warehouse into an exclusive club. But there is something deeper here. In an age where every company seems to be trying to squeeze us with hidden fees, smaller packaging, and lower quality, Costco feels like the last place on earth that is actually on our side. We know they are manipulating us. We know the maze is a trap. We know that $5 chicken is a lure. And yet we let them do it. We let them do it because in exchange for our $60 and our psychological surrender, Costco offers us something that has become incredibly rare in the modern world. They offer us trust. We trust that they have vetted the quality of what we buy. We trust that the 14% markup is real. We trust that even if we are being manipulated, we are being manipulated by a company that pays its workers a living wage and refuses to raise the price of a hot dog, even when it would make them millions of dollars in extra profit. Costco is a mirror of the American and Canadian dream. It is loud, it is slightly overwhelming, and it is built on the idea that if you work hard and buy it in bulk, you can have a premium life on a standard budget. The next time you walk through those sliding glass doors and see that employee checking your card, look them in the eye and give them a nod. You both know the secrets now. You both know the game. But you are not just a customer and they are not just a worker. You are both part of a $200 billion ecosystem that proves against all odds that you can build an empire on a $1.50 promise. So go ahead, grab the oversized cart, walk through Action Alley, look for those 97-cent clearance items and the Death Star asterisks. And when you finally reach the exit and show your receipt to the person at the door, do not just think about the money you spent. Think about the fact that for the last hour you were exactly where Costco wanted you to be. And you have never felt better about it. Because at the end of the day, the greatest secret of Costco is not how they make their money. It is how they make us feel like we are part of the family while they take it. Now, if you will excuse me, I think I have some hidden clearance items to go find. Would you like me to create a visual storyboard or a series of on-screen text graphics to accompany this script?